What's going on, everyone? Today we have an amazing video. I'm sitting with legendary, famous in Japan, cter Ramsey from Allison Ramsey Architects, and not only a client, but also a good friend of mine, Trey. We're sitting in his brand new house, and he's gonna tell us about the process of building in Belize, working with the team, challenges you might encounter, and so much more. And guys, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So I guess the first question for you, Trey, we're sitting in your new house. What's your initial reaction?
I'm blown away. It's fantastic.
I am too. It looks great.
Yeah, it is well beyond what I expected. And every time I walk in the door, it just makes me happy. I'm absolutely blown away. Yeah.
And Trey's project was a pretty typical model home process, right?
Yeah.
We started with the wheelhouse, a great 3-bedroom plan, open kitchen, living, dining space, master on the main level, fits on a lot really nice. You've got the option for putting in a casita. It does take up a lot of the lot because it is a pretty substantial first floor plan, but it's a home run. Great porches on the back, like it's just a great performing house. And we had done the wheelhouse, Trey had seen the wheelhouse, and this was a new version of it with the big change being concrete, in addition to other stuff that they wanted to do to customize it for them.
Got it. Trey, so what did you change?
Yes, and the substantial changes was I wanted to have all concrete for numerous reasons. One, I wanted just the sturdiness, and the Belizeans do such a fantastic job with concrete. I mean, the concrete builds here are just beautiful. A few changes we wanted to do on the inside, and the change with the laundry room. We wanted a different variation of a laundry room and some other places where we had some space that we could see on the plans that we wanted to utilize. We made those changes. They turned out absolutely perfect, exactly as we would hoped. And we put a big owner's closet up in the loft, which is far larger than we expected.
Amazing.
So it's really turned out just absolutely fantastic.
So you modified the plan, right? And
yes.
Cter, you can speak to this a bit, but you have a couple options. People can either come to you and purchase a preset plan, and then obviously they have to do some stuff with the Belizean architects to get that ready, or they can work with you to modify. So what do those two options look like? And what's kind of the key differences?
Well, time and money end up being a big factor in that, right? So if you start with an existing model, it's typically twice as fast, costs half as much, right? For us, not from a construction world perspective, but from a getting going perspective. You know, if we've got a good base to work from, making modifications is a pretty smooth process. A lot of folks really looking to customize fully, but if you're ready to get rolling and you want to get going and you don't want the brain damage that comes along with a custom home,
or
this is the way to do it.
Wallet damage?
Well, and wallet damage, right? I mean, it's both, but the brain damage is really there. I mean, if you can actually walk through a model, know what you're getting, know what the space is going to feel like, you can't beat that.
I got to give a quick plug right now, because if you guys are looking to buy in Mahogany Bay and you're curious about, you know, what the homes are like, there's no better way than to stay in one of the homes. I'll put the link below, and Trey's house will be on the market very soon. I highly recommend coming and staying in Trey's house, but that's my plug. Trey, what was the experience like with cter? Just if you had to say a couple sentences to summarize him and his team.
Available. They were very available for anything that we needed. So from the get-go, when we first started working on the plans, they were available. Cter was very understanding in the things that we were asking for and infusing in some of the ideas associated with what we were thinking, but didn't really know how to get it into words. I've seen Cter a couple of times during this process down here. He's been seeing the house, through the house, and that type of stuff during my build process, which was fantastic. And quite frankly, all the way up to, I mean, you witnessed when we first got here. I mean, he's even given suggestions and ways to make things look that could flow or make it look even nicer.
Absolutely.
Even at this point.
Cter, you had a good question before that
I forgot it.
It was about the CMSB team. So when you do build a Mahogany Bay, there's a project management team, Construction Management Services Belize. They're not necessary, but you did choose to work with them. What was the experience like for you, Trey, just having them on the ground for you here?
I tell you, it was an absolutely invaluable experience. It is incredible, the peace of mind that you get. What Jennifer and her team brings in the Construction Management Services Belize is they give engineers on their team that are on the ground all the time. And I'm back up in Texas. I'm working for the money to send down here to build a house. They send videos every single week of where they're talking about each area and each room and each new thing that's happened or whatever the new progress is within the house. You're always looking for places where you're thinking about cutting a corner, and the construction management services team, they have a cost associated with them.
Yep.
And that might be something that somebody would consider cutting.
Yep.
I highly recommend they do not consider cutting that, because it would not be possible for me to be sitting here today for sure if they weren't holding my hand and standing side by side with Brandy and I.
I want to piggyback that, because what a lot of people don't understand is the importance of them being on board during the design process as well. You know, I rely on their team exclusively for keeping, you know, custom projects, modifications on budget, right?
Yep.
So the very first thing we do once we get a solid concept done is try to engage Jenny so that we can get some budgets back before all the work's done.
Yep.
Because there's nothing more frustrating than getting to the end of a design process, finding out your house is over budget, and then having to come back to me for changes, right? Like, that's brutal.
And now
That's
you're just mad. So what would you say were some of the biggest challenges? And then after, maybe what were some of the best things about it? Well, let's start with the challenges first though.
Belize, as far as the challenges go, the only challenges I really have in Belize is you're on Belizean time. We're accustomed to a society where everything's immediate.
Right away.
And you cannot expect for everything to be in an immediate sense in Belize. There's challenges in the build process. You've got different, you have different subs, different things. There's a lot of houses being built here. There's different opportunities for the workers. If they're not happy where they are, they'll go to another house, and then that'll set some things back. But you know, in the end, it all comes together, and in the end, it all gets complete. And the biggest thing that's different is you really can't just jump on your computer or on your phone and get your automobile licensed or a motorcycle license plate. I mean,
which you
like
have
that.
A motorcycle now.
I do have a motorcycle
today.
I do have a motorcycle.
One of the biggest things I hear from people that come and look at Mahogany Bay is it's too far gone. There's no way to yield any equity appreciation on your property, or, you know, it seems like I've missed the boat on it. You recently, I mean, you know, a couple years, you had your lot, maybe a little less, I don't know what it was, but you've seen a pretty tremendous amount of equity appreciation. You've seen the comps. What has your experience been, and what's your opinion on someone that might say Mahogany Bay is too far gone for me to invest?
It is nowhere near too far gone, especially given that Mahogany Bay is not built out. I mean, anybody should know that if you've got earlier on in a build process, when there's construction going on, there's still deals to be had. I mean, there's still great opportunities to be there. When this thing is a full built out 100%, all the houses in, all businesses, complete neighborhood, it is going to be unbelievably sought after.
Oh yeah.
And the prices of the houses and of the lots or any opportunity is going to be significantly higher. So, I mean, for now, I mean, geez, yes, I wish I would have gotten here 2 years sooner than I did, but I'm perfectly happy that I got here when I did, and I wouldn't be scared at all for somebody to buy something now, because 2 years from now it's going to be significantly more. And the house that we're sitting in right now is worth more money as it's sitting than I've had to build it for. I mean, that's just straight appreciation, and I haven't found anything like that can give me a return like that in the States. Plus have a sitting asset that will ultimately turn around and completely pay for itself with short-term rental. It was 100% win-win. I did not find a lose in making the decision down here. The insurance, that's another big thing. If you're gonna live on the water, insurance is normally ridiculous. I mean, super high. I just insured this house, and this house is, I mean, should I give a number?
You could.
Okay.
Throw it out there.
I just insured this house.
Let me just put an asterisk. The numbers can change, guys.
Of course, numbers can change. Of course, numbers can change. But I'm telling you, it didn't scare me. This house is insured. It's on the water. We're in hurricanes type of path. And I insured this house for $4,000 for the year. That's not much more than what I insure my house in the middle of Texas. No hurricanes path. You know, not any kind of danger of water, floods, any of that kind of stuff. And that is fantastic. The other huge thing here, and Americans really appreciate this, I know Texans really appreciate this, property tax. The property tax is not, I mean, it doesn't matter what house you put on there, your property tax stays the same. I am battling all the time, hoping that my neighbors' houses don't sell for more, because then the property tax police come through and start raising the value of my house, and I'm having to pay more money every year. It doesn't work that way in Belize. That was another huge selling point. I mean, there's one after another, after another, after another. And for somebody to think, oh no, I've already missed the boat. It's well, let me tell you, you're going to miss it as long as you're not swimming towards it. I mean, just watch it go by. The next person's going to do it. I mean, there's lots of things you can say, well, I should have. Yeah. Well, the next guy that was standing next to you said, I will.
You did it.
That's right.
He's winning.
That's exactly right.
Final question for you, Trey, would be, what are some of your favorite things about Belize?
You know, I'm a diver.
Yep.
So there is few places that I can imagine in the world that are as incredible as diving in Belize. And the dive masters here, the shops, they're absolutely fantastic. Their knowledge is unbelievable, and I mean, I feel 100% safe. And they take it seriously, and you've got really incredible reefs, incredible wildlife, and the water is just beautiful. But the fact that you've got in Belize, you have the beach side, right? So you've got the water, and it's clear and it's beautiful. You have the full Caribbean type of experience there. But all you got to do is run inland for 45 minutes, and you've got jungle, howler monkeys, and I mean, you are knee deep in, I mean, as much of an adventure as you want to go through. I mean, cave tubing, you can do the zip lines through the trees. There's never a limit to what you can go do and the amount of different fun that you can have here. I mean, people look here at all the opportunities of a good vacation, and now I have a house here. So I mean,
you're winning, man.
That's a huge win.
Yeah.
That's a big portion. The people, above all, and you've even said it in your videos, and it's 100% true.
Amazing. Cooter, any more?
That was a good ad. Yes.
I mean, this has been an amazing interview. Trey, thank you for all the information you shared. Cooter, thank you for being so damn handsome. This guy's truly
I told you I was trying to keep it professional today.
You did. I'm sorry, I always bring us down. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the testimonial. If you want to learn more about building in Belize, go check out the video below where Cooter and I actually talk about the 10 biggest mistakes you could make when you're building in Belize. Other than that, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Hopefully down here in paradise soon, and maybe one day you can be like Trey and have a beautiful house in Belize.